Now, remember, with all these wind factories, really, under the Albanese government's plans, for every wind tower that you already see, right, up on a hill somewhere, dominating the landscape, we are going to see 9 more before they're finished. 9 more. Now, I doubt Australians are going to accept this destruction of their landscape. And today, in fact, there was yet another protest, this time at Nundle near Tamworth. Again, lovely landscape, but this is what it'll look like once the wind generators are built. And the local member there is Barnaby Joyce, the Nationals MP and former Deputy Prime Minister, who joins us every Thursday. Barnaby Joyce, I mean, seriously. Now it's coming to you, mate. What's happened to your big fight against these monstrosities?
Well, on the 6th of February, that's Tuesday the 6th at 10 a.m, we'll be on the front lawns of Parliament House, the Reckless Renewables Rally, which I've been working with this group for quite a long while. And we're saying to the people, just like to the lovely lady you were just speaking there about the Strzelecki issues, get yourself to Canberra, because they don't listen to you jumping up and down in your local hall. They're going to listen to you when you're jumping up and down on the front lawns. And that's where you've got to get to. You're dead right. I mean, I've been calling them wind factories now for quite a while. They're not farms. Farms grow carrots, peas, spuds. These are industrial wind farms, wind factories. And it's a great rort, ladies and gentlemen. There's a deemed rate of return that the people who put the wind towers in get, make 18%. They borrow the money at 4.5%. It's secret, so you can't see it. And so they make money whether it produces power or not. And that's why you've got all these overseas companies, Chinese companies, Dutch companies, French companies. And the stupid bunnies who pay for this is you in your power bill. That's why power bill's going through the roof. Now, it's not an environmental solution. This is an environmental catastrophe. One tower, 1 year, kills 1 raptor. So wedge-tailed eagles, hawks, those things that are around here, because I'll have them all around the ranges around here, they're going to be killing animals. That is not an environmental solution. Offshore, they'd completely changed the dynamics of Port Stephens, Illawarra, and now we see down the Strzelecki's. But it's up to you. You've got to get motivated. The Greens are motivated when they want things, and even on this debate, we have Bob Brown who was on our side. So get yourself to Canberra and be heard, because if you're not heard, you're going to get run over. And the only one that's going to be laughing will be a real estate company in Hong Kong or, yeah.
Oh, you offered the delicious prospect of you and Bob Brown together, joining forces against these monstrosities, these bird-killing, landscape-wrecking, money-churning monstrosities. Look, send an invitation to him, see what he says.
Absolute swindles.
But Barnaby...
we have, and
we are now
someone from his group to turn up. We have.
Well, look, I think it's worth a long shot. Barnaby Joyce and Bob Brown together, that's worth $1 million. That's 1 million photographs right there. Barnaby, we're now paying. Talk about this electricity system, right? With this green revolution, we're now paying 20% more for electricity, for a system that now needs to actually pay us or disconnect us to make us use less when it runs out, which it seems to be doing an awful lot. I mean, Queensland's state-owned power grid, in the first 2 months of this summer, turned down almost 170,000 air conditioners. People who've got their air conditioners on because of the heat, suddenly cut. It's cut. They've done it 6 times, cut their power to this, or turned them down, to protect the electricity network. That's under a Peak Smart program where people get a discount if they, let some remote operator turn down their aircon when demand is too high. This is our future, isn't it?
Well, we've done this to ourselves. I mean, it's a cult. It's a cult that sits behind the so-called energy plan, the 80% renewables by 2030. It is mad. It's like training your horse to eat rocks. You just about got it broken in and it dies of starvation. It just doesn't work. Physics wins every time. You can't keep turning off your power plants and think you're going to have power. You should always make sure that your replacement is up and running first. And if you don't want zero emissions, there's only one way to go. It's nuclear. And you have to get the nuclear plants working online, and then you can start turning down or turning off your coal-fired power plants. But if you just go and shut down your coal-fired power plants and you haven't got anything to replace them with, and you think renewables are going to do it, then the solution, what the outcome is blackouts, brownouts, all your manufacturing leaving, basically a complete cluster.
Honestly, it's the country's it's like jumping out of an aeroplane, thinking we'll get a parachute on the way down. That's what we're doing. Barnaby,
We'll develop a parachute on the way to the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. It's coming awfully close, though, Barnaby. The Albanese government thinks it's getting away. Yeah, I reckon they're getting away with breaking their promise to deliver the Stage 3 tax cuts in full. Clearly broken promise. Ripping half of their promised cuts off people on more than $146,000 a year. Now the government's under pressure to break even more promises. You got former ACTU Secretary Bill Kelty wanting negative gearing and tax breaks for asset owners now wound back. And who can believe, this is the problem the government's caused, who can believe the government's claims that it's not thinking of breaking all those other promises not to touch these things yet? Have a look.
Do you mind repeating after me this morning? There will be no changes to negative gearing under our government?
We have no plans to do that, Carl. We don't. We've got a full tax reform.
It's not what I asked. Would you mind repeating after me? There will be no changes to negative gearing under my government.
Well, it's not my government, it's the Albanese government, and we have no plans on negative gearing.
Excuse me, Barnaby, but I'm not going to take that answer to the bank.
No, good luck with that one. We've got no plans to break into your house at this stage. You are safe. It just doesn't cut it.
I don't get it.
We've got no plans to hit you over the head with a rock at this point in time. Don't know. But see, they've done it to themselves. They promised $275. Yeah, but they're not. They're not. People want them. We've had this discussion before. Remember, I said the voice wouldn't get up and everyone was wrong. They're not getting away with this. See, people are calling the $275 lie. We're going to reduce your power price by $275 and went through the roof. And then the Stage 3 tax cuts. My word is my bond. Anthony Albanese, but he just kicked that one out the door. And he said, it wasn't such a serious promise. And then they're saying, we're going to make another promise, and this time we're serious. And people go, mate, I'm sorry, I don't believe anything you say anymore. It's just garbage. Just stop making promises because your promises don't matter. If they had really believed that there was a virtue in other people being helped, they should have honoured their promise, as they said they were going to, and then come forward with further legislation to help the people that they believe need helping. That's what an honourable person would do. A dishonourable person says, well, I know I was going to pay you $1,000, but I met this person down the street, so I'm going to pay you $550, okay? You go, no, it was $1,000. You go, well, I know, but things change, circumstances change. I met this person down the street, and it doesn't work.
Well, let us see. I mean, a lot of politicians have thought a fistful of dollars is enough to make people blind to where it's coming from and what promises were made. We shall see. It's a moral test of the nation. Barnaby Joyce, thank you so much indeed for your time.